Let's begin in downward facing dog. Spread your fingers wide, set your feet about hips distance apart, and take any little bit of movement that you need. Press your left heel into the ground. Press your right heel into the ground. And then bringing yourself to center, press the chest back. Take an inhale, lift both heels. As you exhale, both heels fall to the left. Press the chest back, get long in the right side body. Inhale as you travel through center. On exhale, heels move to the right. Find a little length and openness in the left side body. And then find your way back to center. Bring your feet somewhat close together. Lift both heels. With an inhale, reach the right leg high. Point your toe. As you exhale, flex your foot. Step the right foot just barely in front of the left, like you're walking a tightrope. You can come up onto your fingertips if you like. And now take the left. Inhale, point the toe, left leg reaches. On exhale, flex your foot. Step just in front of the right. Continue. Inhale. Exhale. Inhaling. Flex your foot. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time for the left foot. Inhale. Step your feet together as you exhale. Inhale, find a halfway lift. Lengthen through the spine. Exhale, take a forward fold. Again, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. One more. Press into your feet, sweep the arms wide and high, reach up. Right hand clasps left wrist. Exhale, stretch up and over to the right. Inhale and exhale as you hold. And now inhale, travel through center, switch out the grip. Exhale, stretching to your left. Inhale, moving through center. On exhale, take a slow swan dive. Inhale, long spine. On exhale, we're going to keep our heels somewhat close to the ground and see how it feels to squat down. Squeeze your inner thighs toward one another. Belly will get close to your thighs. If your heels need to be lifted, that's okay. Or if you can bring them down and then lift and open your chest, take an inhale. Keep some connection between belly and thighs. Start to lift your hips. Exhale to fold. Squatting down again. Lift your chest. Take an inhale. Exhale, lift your hips. Forward fold. Let's take one more. Squat down, open chest, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. On exhale, fold, and we'll just take a little slow stroll to the back of our space, finding our way into our downward facing dog. So press your left foot into the ground, flex your right foot, and just step behind. Now press your right foot into the ground, flex your left, and just step behind. Continuing like this, place your palms when you're ready. Settling into a downward facing dog, we'll lift both heels, take an inhale. Float the right leg high. Press the left heel to the ground, now flex your right foot, pressing the chest back. Keep your shoulders centered. Extend the right leg out to the right. Imagine placing your inner ankle on your neighbor's sacrum. Inhale, reach the right leg back. On exhale, right knee taps, right tricep. Pause, and now step. Right foot to the outside of right pinky finger. Ankle forward of knee, toes active. Staying on your palms, hug the right knee into the midline, press through the back heel and firm up your left thigh. We'll take an inhale, gazing forward. On exhale, soften the elbows, sink the hips, lift your right toes. Right knee can move off to the right just a little. Inhale, draw it back to center. Exhale, get low. One more inhale, bring it back to center. Exhale, get low. With an inhale, draw it back to center. As you exhale, lower your left knee to the ground. Lower to your forearms. Take a moment here. You can wiggle around, you can twist. Just keep your right toes active. And feel out your hips. Feel out your side body. Take one more breath. Find your way back to center. Walk your hands in, come back onto your palms, wrists in alignment with your shoulders. Hanging out here, you can just sweep the right arm high if you'd like to open through the chest, or bend into the left knee, even if you don't make contact with the right hand and the left foot. Bending the knee, engaging your left hamstring will help with opening up in the quad. If you can make connection with the foot, draw the heel in. Then bring your left shoulder away from your ear, peel your chest open, and take a couple of breaths. Release the bind. Right arm can reach high. Right palm to the ground. I'm going to set my shoulders over my wrists, my left knee in alignment with my left hip, and I'll swing the right leg back and we'll come into a little side plank variation. Right arm reaches to the front of the space, right foot presses into the mat. Find length in the side body, gaze up if you like. And now with an inhale, reach the right arm to the sky. As you exhale, lift and hover the right foot, flex your foot, press through your heel. We'll take an inhale here. As you exhale, rotate your right knee to the sky. See if you can connect. Right hand, right inner knee, and just peel the hips open a little bit. Gaze forward, gaze down, or gaze up. Hold for another breath here. If you're feeling ambitious and you already feel like you've got some space, you're so welcome to grab a hold of your toe and peel your hips open. We'll be here for just one more breath. And then we're guiding our right foot back toward the top of the space. We're going to send our left toes back onto our mat and now extend the right leg out to the right. Right toes point to the front of the space. Take an inhale, belly down, find a cow pose. As you exhale, draw the navel in, rounding, take cat. Again, inhale, belly down. Exhale, rounding for cat. Take one more. Inhale, belly down. Exhale, rounding, find cat pose. With an inhale, find a neutral spine. And now, depending upon the comfort in your left knee and hip, we're going to sink ourselves back, keeping the right foot solid to the ground. You may want to tuck your left toe and give yourself a little bit of a foot stretch while you take this, or you can untuck your toe and sink down as low as you feel comfortable going. Focusing on opening up in the right inner thigh a little bit. We'll take a breath or so with the sole of the foot glued to the ground. And then if you want to change and turn your right toes to the sky, shifting the stretch a little bit to your hamstring. Hang out here for a breath. We'll start to move our way back into a tabletop position, securing the sole of the right foot to the mat. Now tuck your left toes. We'll slide the right foot back, tuck your toes, and press through your heel. Wake up the back of the right leg, a little bit of the calf muscle action. And then press into your palms, lift your hips, and come into this off-kilter downward facing dog. Pressing the right heel toward the ground, stretching the sole of the left foot. Stay here for a breath. And then take it into downward facing dog. With an inhale, we'll lift both heels and we'll float the left leg high. On exhale, right heel can move closer to the ground. Flex the left foot. Keep your shoulders centered, press the ground away. Take the left leg out to the left. Inhale, reach the left leg to the back of the space. On exhale, left knee to left tricep. And then step. Keeping the back knee lifted, staying up on the palms for a moment. Walk your left foot forward. Arms are straight and strong. Get broad through the chest. We'll take an inhale. On exhale, lift your left toes. Soften your elbows. Get a little bit low. Inhale, draw it all back through center. Exhale as you get low. One more. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, we'll get low. With an inhale, bring it back through center. On exhale, right knee to the ground. Stay on your palms or lower to your forearms. Lift your left toes, keep them active, and then feel free to twist and wiggle around. Bring it back to center. We'll walk back to our palms. Keep your palms planted, hang out here, or sweep the left arm high. Take a big inhale. You can stay here and peel the chest open, or you can work toward a bind. Bend the right knee. If that's not enough, take left hand to right foot. Draw the heel in. Right shoulder away from the ear, open your chest. Take a couple of breaths. Take one more. Binds, release. Inhale, left arm high. Exhale, hands to the ground. Now set your wrists in alignment with your shoulders. Adjust your right knee, and we'll spin it to a modified side plank. Right toes shoot off to the right. Left arm reaches to the front of your space. Let it be all about your side body. Keep pressing the outer edge of your left foot into the ground and reach in opposition with your left fingertips. And now inhale, left arm high. On exhale, lift and hover the left foot. Flex your foot. Stay here. Or you can start to play. Turn your left knee to the sky. Keep resisting the ground in the left arm, the left shoulder. Start to open up through the front of the pelvis. Stay here. Or if you feel like grabbing a hold of your big toe and seeing how an extension feels at this early moment, you're very welcome to do so. We'll give it another breath. And then guide your left foot back, not quite as far as the top of your space. We'll extend out. Keep your left toes pointing to the front of the space. And we'll move through 3 rounds of cow and cat. Inhale, belly down. Exhale, rounding for cat. 2 more. Inhale, belly down. Exhale, rounding. 1 more. Inhale, belly down. Exhale as you round. With an inhale, find a neutral spine. And now we're going to sink the hips back. If you need a little lift, you can always tuck the back toe and sit back toward your heel. You can also untuck and sit all the way back to your heel. Keeping the sole of the left foot secure to the ground. You can rest on your forearms. Take a moment to breathe here. Focus is on the left inner thigh. And when you've had enough of that, you can turn the left toes to the sky and just shift the stretch a little bit. So a little more hamstring. Feel it out. If you need a little bend in the knee, go ahead and take it. You've got one more breath. And then we'll start to crawl forward and find a tabletop. Tuck your right toes, extend your left leg to the back of the space. Toes are tucked, press through the heel. So open up through the back of the leg. And then press your palms into the ground. Lift into an awkward, off-kilter down dog. Keep pressing the left heel toward the ground. Stretch the sole of the right foot. Hang out for about 2 breaths. One more. And then settle into downward facing dog. Fingers are spread wide. We'll play with a little stroll forward now. With an inhale, press your left heel into the ground, point your right toes, lift them, and then circle out. And then as you reach that halfway point, flex your foot and start to step like you're taking a little stroll up a tightrope. Little standing split stroll now. Left toes lift, big inhale, point your toe, circle, externally rotate, flex your foot as you need, and then step just in front of the right. Come up onto your fingertips as you need. Right leg lifts, open out, and then step. Left leg lifts, open out, and step. Continue until you reach the top of your space. And then feet together, top of your space. Inhale, long spine. Exhale as you fold. Press into your feet, sweep high. Clasp left wrist, stretch to the right. Inhale through center, switch out the grip. Exhale. Inhale through center, exhale, fold. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold, hands to the ground. This time we'll step into a plank. Set your wrists in alignment with your shoulders. Dome the back of your heart. Strong thighs. Inhale, rock forward. Exhale, slowly lower. Extend the arms out wide. Peel the right toes up. Walk the right fingertips in. We're going to peel open and hang out here, getting a little pectoral stretch. And then if you want to play a little bit with your inner thigh, right hand to right inner thigh. Just encourage a little openness. If it's too much on your shoulder, back out of it. Bring your right hand back down to the earth. One more breath. Find your way back to your belly. We'll explore the second side. Right arm reaches out at shoulder height, palm down. Left toes peel up. We're peeling open. Decide if you want to take your left hand to your inner thigh. Give a little openness. Be mindful of your right shoulder. So back out of it if you need to. And we'll find our way back to center. With your left hand, clasp your outer left thigh. Roll onto your left side body. Coming into a side plank on our side body so we can explore our external rotation through the hip. Walk your right fingertips in. Flex your feet. So you're resting on your left arm. You're an exclamation point with your body. Extend the right arm high. Once you've found some balance here, press through your right heel. Start to float the right leg, keeping the leg straight and strong. Take it to the place where you feel like you've got your edge today. And if you fall on your bum, it's totally fine. You can always come back to it. Externally rotating, perhaps your right big toe connects with your first two fingers, or you capsize like I just did. You can always come back to it. Find your balance. Right leg lifts. Right arm joins it. Grab your toe or hold your foot. Take a breath or two. And then timber. Oh, balance, not fun today. All right, back to the belly. We'll try the second side. Right arm clasps outer thigh. Rolling onto side body. Walk your left fingertips in, find your stability. Left arm can reach high. Left leg lifts. External rotation. Capsize. Grab your toe if you got it. Hang out. Give yourself a couple of breaths once you've found your edge. Try not to cheat and bend the knee just to touch your big toe. It's more important that you press through the heel and find a slower progression. When you're ready, let it go. Slowly find your way back to a belly flop. We'll take a little up dog from the ground up, hands on the ground. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. With an inhale, float the right leg high. On exhale, flex the foot, right leg moves out to the right. Inhale, reach to the back of the space. On exhale, right knee to right tricep, stepping outside of the right hand. We're going to stay up on our fingertips. Walk your hands up beyond the top left corner of your space. Take an inhale, lengthen through the spine. As you exhale, relax. Palms can flatten, neck and head relax down, and then you find movement. Wiggle around. And then gently lower the back knee to the ground. Walk your hands a little more towards center. Make sure your right ankle is forward of your knee. Staying on your palms, let's take it into a wide half split. Draw your hips back. Flex your right toes. Feel free to rock side to side. Feel it out. Waking up through your hamstring. Little bit inner thigh, a little bit left hip flexor. If you can sit solidly to the ground in this really awkward split, you're welcome to do so. Take another breath. And now hands to the inside of your right leg. Let's lift the hips. Walk your right foot back onto your mat. Tuck your back toe. Lift your back knee. Let's turn. Turning toward the side of your space, take your right hand to your left ankle. Give yourself a little twist here. If you want to take it further, you can either take your left hand behind your back and reach for your right inner thigh, or thread your left arm under your right and grab a hold of your right knee or shin, and then bend the right elbow. Take a little twist. Look under your left leg. Really lengthening through the right side body. 2 more breaths. You have 1 more. Release your hands back to center. Lateral lunges, heels in, toes out, feet stay secure to the ground. We're focusing on inner thigh. Bending into the right knee, inhale through center. On exhale, bend into the left. Side to side as many times as you like. Inhale through center, exhale as you sit low. This is our last trip back to the left leg. And now we'll inhale, travel through center. On exhale, we're walking to the front of our space. Coming into a lunge. We're going to keep the fingertips on the ground, sink the hips super low. Inhale as you open your chest. On exhale, lift your hips, squeeze the inner thighs, and flex your right toes. 2 more like that. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. And now a moment in a half split or full Hanumanasana, full split. Lower your left knee to the ground. Draw your hips back. Left hip is over left knee. Right foot can wiggle forward. Inhale, spine lengthens. Exhale as you find some depth. And you can stay here, or you certainly can tuck your back toe, lift your back knee, and slide into whatever your splits are today. If you have props you want to work with, some blocks for your hands, you're welcome to use those. I'm keeping my left toes tucked so that I have a little leverage to draw my right hip back and square my hips a little. We'll be here for just a couple more breaths. And 1 more. Pressing up. Coming into a lunge. Tuck the back toe. Lift the back knee. We'll carry the right leg high. But we're going to swivel. Turn your left toes in. Your left heel out. Peel the right hip open to the sky. Just practice opening through the front of the pelvis. And then you have options. If you want to go one-handed on this, release your right hand from the floor. Bring your right hand to your right inner thigh. Hold for another breath. And then find downward facing dog. With an inhale, float the left leg high. On exhale, flex your foot, open out to the left. Inhale, reach it to the back of your space. As you exhale, a left knee steps or left foot steps to the outside of your hand. Coming into a wide Lizardy Lunge, crawl your hands forward to the top right corner of your space. Take an inhale as you lengthen through the spine. On exhale, relax, settle in. Find movement. If you want to hug your left hip in and back, and then press through your right foot and get a little lower, do what you like. We'll feel this out for 1 more breath. Inhale, halfway lift. On exhale, we'll walk our hands back onto the mat. Lower the right knee to the ground. Coming into an awkward or wide half split or split. You can stay on your palms. You can also lower to your forearms. Extend through the left leg. Let it be wide. Let it be weird. You can stay lifted a little or you can sink in. Find movement, rock side to side. Give yourself another breath or two. And then we'll start to make our way back. Find your Lizardy Lunge. Walk your left foot back onto the mat. Tuck your back toe, lift your back knee. And then let's take a little turn toward the side of our space. All 10 toes point to the side of the room. Inhale, lengthen. On exhale, we'll fold. Take left hand to right ankle. Give a little tug, explore a twist. And then you can take the right arm behind the back, connecting with your inner thigh. Or thread right arm under and take a peek under your arm, under your shoulder, lengthening on the left side body. One more breath. Start to release. Bring your hands back through center. Turn your heels in, your toes out. Inhale, halfway lift. On exhale, now as we lateral lunge, we'll turn it all the way into a skandasana. Toes of the extended leg point to the sky. Inhale, travel through center. Exhale, explore your second side. Hands on the ground or not. Depends upon how open and strong you feel in your inner thighs today. If you want a little extra hip action as we flow, sit your right hip to the ground. Let your left knee fold in for a moment. Open the left knee back out, lift back to your feet, flow through center. Sit left hip to the ground, right knee folds in. Come back, press. Lift and travel. One more time each side. Sit, fold in, open up, travel. Sit, fold in, open out. And now bring yourself to center. We'll inhale, find a halfway lift. As we exhale, let's walk back to the front of this space. Turn your left toes, spin your right heel up, place the right knee on the ground. We'll take an inhale and a little lunge. Actually, we'll lift the back knee. And exhale, lift your hips, straighten the left leg. Again, find your lunge. Inhale, long spine. Exhale. Take one more. Inhale. Exhale. And now we'll come into a half split. Lower the right knee to the ground. Right hip over knee, draw your hips back. Flex your left toes. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale as you fold. Give yourself as many breaths in half split as you need. And then if you feel ready to explore your full Hanumanasana, your full split, tuck the back toe, lift the back knee. And I like to wiggle in a little bit from the back side. And this is my more glitchy side, so I'm going to give it a little more care. Working to draw my left hip back. Keeping my back toes tucked. Finding about 2 more breaths. And 1 more breath. And then finding my way back to a lunge. Tuck the back toe, lift the back knee, hands are on the ground. We'll sweep the left leg high, and you have the option to just take the leg high and peel the hip open, or spin left toe or right toes in, right heel out. Keep your right palm planted, peel your hip open, and then decide if you want to bring your left hand to your inner thigh or not, and explore opening. Take a couple of breaths. And then release it to your downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, we'll lower to the ground. We're going to start exploring our seated compass variation. Go ahead and fold your left leg in front of the body, and then we'll cradle the right, either in your hands or in the crooks of your elbows with a little wiggle side to side. To take it deeper, right hand outside of the right foot, sit up tall, draw the right hip back. Once you feel like you've wiggled everything loose, hoist the right leg onto your shoulder. Take left hand to your toes or the outer edge of your right foot. Bring your right fingertips onto the ground and use your tricep to draw your hips back. It is okay if your right sit bone is off the ground. Once you've got that, you're welcome to extend through the right leg. Perhaps you'll take a peek under your left shoulder. So you'll probably feel your left low back and side body stretching. You might feel like your hamstring is being challenged a little bit. Feel it out for another breath or two. One more. And then we'll release this side. Those of you who want a little arm balance, you certainly can take this into 8-angle pose. Keep your right leg hoisted on your shoulder. Bring your hands to the ground. Top ankle crosses over bottom or vice versa, doesn't matter to me. Pressing in, lifting anything off the ground, extend through the legs, squeeze them around your tricep. Chest reaches forward, hips reach back. And then sit it on down. We'll place the right leg, knee bent, on the ground. Start to cradle the left leg. Give it a little wiggle, hold it in your hands, or place it in the crooks of your elbows. And then left hand to the outer edge of the left foot. Sit up tall, open your hip. And then start to play. Left leg on your shoulder. Right hand to your toes or the outer edge of your foot. Left fingertips on the ground. Use your tricep to draw your hip back. Extend through the left leg. And then you can take a peek under the right shoulder. Keep trying to draw the right shoulder back. One last breath. We'll start to release this, and I'll give you that same option to take your 8-angle Astavakrasana posture. Hands to the ground, keep the leg as high on your shoulder as you can. Press your palms into the ground, lift everything off the ground, cross ankles, chest reaches forward, hips reach back, squeeze your inner thighs around your upper arm. And then we'll bring it back down. Extend the legs out, give them a little shake and shimmy. And then we're going to roll down onto our back, and we're going to explore a reclining. I'll turn this way just for ease of seeing. Reclining Visvamitrasana. I'm going to have my left knee bent on the ground. My left arm extends. And then my right leg in the air. And to start, I'm just going to feel it out. See how my hamstring is sitting. If you need a little more hamstring work, you can roll onto your back and spend a little time with supta padangustasana or any variation of that posture. So holding onto your big toe, drawing the leg in. And then you can come back, bend the left knee, roll onto your left hip, extend the left arm, bicep by the ear, and you can rest on it like a little pillow. You may want a strap. If you have a strap or a towel, you can certainly work with that. Have the strap around the ball of the right foot. Then you'll hand the strap to your left hand. I'm going to hand my foot to my left hand. Holding on to my right big toe, then I'll reach my right fingertips to the inside of my right thigh. I'm sitting up slightly, gazing up. You can keep your right fingertips on the ground, or you can connect right hand, left foot. Take a peek up, bend your left elbow for a little more intensity in the right leg. Supta, visvamittrasana. One more breath. And then start to release. We'll extend the right leg, and I'm just going to shift how I am in space so I can face you. And we'll play again, same stuff. So if you need to start with a little bit more work in your hamstring, supta padangustasana, left first two fingers, left big toe, drawing the leg in, waking up the back of the leg just a little more. You can also open it out, keeping the right hip solid to the ground. If you've had enough of that work, bend the right knee. Right arm up, bicep by the ear, roll onto your right hip. Your left heel is pointing toward the sky or maybe toward the wall over your head. With a strap or without, hand your left foot to your right hand. Work your left arm to the inside of your thigh. It's okay if your upper body's lifted a little, you can gaze up. Keep reaching or keep your fingertips on the ground. Last variation is to grab a hold of your foot. Bend the right elbow, get a little more out of your leg if you can, and take a few breaths. One more. And then we'll slowly release. Come onto your back, bring your knees into your belly, give them a squeeze. And then take a couple of circles, massage the base of your spine. If you need a supine spinal twist, you're certainly welcome to take it. Otherwise, we're just going to bring our knees into our belly, give a squeeze. And then release, give yourself a moment to rest. Take up space, close your eyes. Take a moment to pause. And I'll leave you here today. Thank you for joining me.